Hello everyone, Lights and Gear is back with a flashlight review. Today is one of the latest in the series of Arkfeld lights from the folks at Olight, and they've made quite a little series of these over the past little while, coming out with different colors and a couple of different special editions, and this happens to be one of those. This is the Arkfeld, and they actually call it the CU. Cu being sort of a chemical name for what is actually like an orange or a kind of a brass color, and this is very suitable as a gift and or for anyone who needs something a little different or slightly special, perhaps in an everyday carry flashlight. So we'll get into the schematics here, and the actual naming of it, as you can see here, is Eternal 3 CU. It is a limited edition. So it has some specialties to it, I guess, if you want to call it that. Sort of a for, well, even kind of like a collector's flashlight, I suppose, in some ways. Here, of course, you've got the README card inside the box. It is USB rechargeable, so there'll be a cable in there for that. The battery, by the way, is internal and not non-removable, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Here's the light, which is sort of like vacuum packed inside this heavy-duty plastic seal. Obviously, it's already been opened, but this is the initial presentation you'll get. This is the light. As you can see, it's not that long, only a little about 4.5 inches, and this is the CU, or kind of like an orange copper. Now, one thing I will say is that it is prone to oxidation after a little while, as it's continually exposed to oxygen. So there has been a little bit of a darkening of the finish here since I got it and had been using it for a few days, basically unprotected, as it were. So a little bit of oxidation started to settle in. If you want to keep yours in optimal condition, or if perhaps the person you might give this to, you can let them know that they could keep it sealed away from oxygen for periods of time if you're not going to use it. I don't know what the recommended amount of time might be for that, but you can take perhaps some plastic wrap, sticky paper, food wrap, and wrap it up in that, or in something, or even in the plastic bubble that it came in, this. If you seal that up, you can keep it in that. Maybe just allow its appearance to do what it needs to do naturally, if that's something you're willing to do. But with regards to that, you can treat it as you will, but just to know in advance that that situation might occur. Now, this particular version is quite heavy. You can't tell that on the camera, but this is 7 ounces, and it has an extreme amount of weight to it. They do list the impact resistance at 1 meter, and I haven't tested that, but I imagine it will still hold up to that. And it's also waterproof as well. The other versions of the light, there are several different colors it comes in, because the light came out in the summer of 2022 and has several different shades. The other colors of the light appear to be lighter in weight, at least according to the manual. Now, inside the box here, it has a couple of different layers to it, and there is also, sorry that I couldn't get it back in the box, but there is the USB cable, which will of course charge the internal battery, and the little plate here, as is common with a lot of Olight flashlights, snaps onto the bottom and then you'll get a little red light here, a little red indicator when you plug this in to show that it's charging, and then it'll turn green when it's finished. So that's that. That was, of course, in the box. And down in here is the user manual. And the manual does indicate that the weight of it is about 3 ounces, but this is 7. As you can see in the manual here, turbo, you'll get 1,000 lumens, and high is about 300 lumens, and then you have medium, and you have low, and you have a moonlight mode. And there's your beam distance, and it is waterproof and impact resistant as well. Now it also has a laser on it, which I haven't spoken of yet, and it is next to the main LED, so it's right there. That's your green laser. And this is the dial, which selects the different mode, and all you do is flip that like that, back and forth. This is standard LED, and this is the laser over here, and this is the button to turn it on, and as soon as you press that, it'll come on. Right now the laser is on, so there's that. And I'll show you the laser here in a second. If you flip it over, then you'll get the LED right there. And of course, just give it a press to turn it on and off. But of course, once it's on, then press and hold to cycle through the main modes. The other 3 modes are hidden, and that would be moonlight, strobe, which it also has, and turbo. To get to turbo, you would double press it at any time. Meanwhile, moonlight can only be accessed when the light is off, and that's a holding press. So there's moonlight on the holding press while it's off. And as is typical with a lot of lights, if you want strobe, you click it 3 times, and that'll activate that whether it's on or off to strobe. And one press will turn it off, and another press will go back to where it was before because it has mode memory. Of course, it won't go back to the moonlight, it'll just go back to low, but that's your mode memory. Show you the beam here in a second. Now the other thing is the power indicator right here, which you may have caught a glimpse of. As soon as you turn it on or off, the indicator lights up, and 4, of course, will be at full power or over 75% voltage. And when it gets down to 1, then you've only got like 10-15% voltage on there. So good idea to give it a charge. And if you notice there, it comes on, it lights up when you turn it on, and then it lights up when you turn it off. It stays on for about 3 seconds. So I'll turn this light off over here, and we'll take a look at the beam. This is low right now. Let me make sure the camera's pointed. And this is low right now. It's a very cool white. And the beam is very nice, no artifacts, it's very smooth. It does have a very flood type beam due to the nature of the LED, and it'll produce a very wide berth of light. So the beam distance is moderate, it's not terribly far. So as I said, this is low. If I press and hold, here's medium. Press and hold again, here's high. Double click, and here's your turbo. And according to the manual, it only stays on turbo for a couple of minutes, and then it automatically bumps down to like about 300 lumens. So, and I haven't actually timed that either. Right now it's back on high. So there are your 3 modes, and of course I'll turn it off and hold to get moonlight, and there's your moonlight mode, which obviously is excellent in complete darkness. you can just see right in front of you with that moonlight mode. Let me flick over to the laser beam. So there you have that, and the brightness or the intenseness of the laser beam will fade a little as the battery voltage drops, but overall it's very bright and goes quite a long distance too. If you were outside, I mean, this beam will go 50-60 feet outside and still be noticeable in complete darkness. So, and you know, I don't know personally what kind of use a lot of people will have for the laser beam. It's usually very attractive or entertaining to animals, dogs and cats and so forth, so household pets, as it were. So that's what they always advertise the laser beam as, is more or less entertainment to your pets. Let's take it outside and show you what it looks like in the darkness of the night. There you go. Hope you enjoyed those outdoor shots of the Arkfeld 3. There are some links below in the description of the video. You can also go to my written review at lightsandgear.com and read my full review, of course, where there'll be the same links over there. I have, there's a special coupon code where you can save a few bucks by presenting that at checkout at the Olight store, and you can put the coupon code in there. And there's also a bundle deal which they're offering, which I have another link to in the description, and my special coupon code is linked there as well. So check all that out as you consider picking up an Arkfeld limited edition CU, the Eternal 3, from the Olight store. Any questions or comments, I hope you'll let me know below, and check out those links, and we will see you next time for more at Lights and Gear. Thanks for watching today's review of the Olight Eternal 3 CU Arkfeld. Take it easy. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.